Discussions of the racial wealth gap often focus on a perceived failure to create capital. History suggests a different reality, a history of documented theft. In the 1890s South, the end of slavery gave way to a new economic trap. Through sharecropping and Jim Crow laws, the regional economy functioned as an extraction engine, legally structured to funnel wealth from black labor into white hands. But the Oklahoma Territory offered a temporary reprieve. For a brief window, traditional Southern racial laws were not yet in force. This legislative loophole prompted thousands of Black Americans to migrate westward, seeking land and a chance to retain their own earnings. Prosperity in the late 19th century depended on the ability to hold on to capital. Even with immense labor and ambition, the Southern system ensured that Black-earned wealth was immediately siphoned away. By 1905, Tulsa, Oklahoma had become a focal point of the oil boom. The city was expanding rapidly, but it was also strictly segregated, divided by a set of physical railroad tracks. O.W. Gurley, an ambitious entrepreneur, purchased 40 acres of land north of those tracks, the area specifically designated for the city's Black residents. Gurley understood the mechanics of the local market. Since Black workers were legally barred from shopping or living in white Tulsa, the physical boundary of segregation created a completely captive consumer base. By developing infrastructure north of the tracks, Gurley realized he could capture and reinvest the wages earned by Black workers. This wasn't just a real estate play, it was a strategy to control the flow of capital. Gurley established a foundational economic rule for his development, which he named Greenwood. Residents were expected to spend their money exclusively with Black-owned businesses. Standard capital flow in segregation sees a Black worker's dollar spent at a white-owned store, leaving the community permanently. Greenwood utilized the velocity of money. A dollar spent at a Black grocer paid a Black employee, who spent it at a Black theater, compounding wealth. By weaponizing the isolation of segregation, residents engineered a hyper-efficient closed-loop economy. Greenwood transformed from a neighborhood into a wealth-compounding machine. Maintaining this loop required physical institutions. J.B. Stratford built a 54-room luxury hotel, the largest Black-owned hotel in the country, while the Williams family established the Dreamland Theater to capture leisure spending. Professional services added another layer of capital retention. Dr. A.C. Jackson, a surgeon of national renown, operated out of Greenwood. His skill level was high enough that white Tulsans often crossed the tracks to pay for his medical services. The Greenwood State Bank acted as the system's engine. It took community deposits and converted them into fair business loans and mortgages, financing the district's expansion from within. By 1921, the district comprised over 300 businesses. Homes featured modern amenities like indoor plumbing, and institutions like Booker T. Washington High School offered an architectural and academic permanence that matched the best schools in the region. In less than 2 decades, Greenwood had become a fully autonomous economy, matching the commercial success of the white oil barons across the tracks. This visible concentration of wealth stood in direct opposition to the local racial hierarchy. In a city built on the premise of Black inferiority, Greenwood's professional offices and high-end services served as a daily counter-argument. When violence erupted in May 1921, the mob focused its energy on the neighborhood's economic foundations. Prosperity had made the district a specific target for destruction. The massacre functioned as a coordinated dismantling of Black economic autonomy. Attackers used private airplanes to drop incendiaries, methodically leveling the brick-and-mortar infrastructure that sustained the community's wealth. Following the physical destruction, state authority was used to neutralize the survivors. Thousands of Black residents were rounded up and held in detention centers, effectively ending their ability to protect what remained. Systemic barriers ensured the economy could not restart. Insurance companies denied every property claim from the district, while the city government passed expensive new fire codes. These regulations made rebuilding financially impossible for those who had lost everything. The destruction of Greenwood offers a clear case study in how wealth can be systematically unmade. It demonstrates that even when a community successfully builds its own economic foundations, that progress can be dismantled in a single day by the very systems meant to protect it.